What's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Silver's true price is unknown. The true value of silver is undetermined because anytime we're looking at the price of silver, we're comparing it to US dollars. But silver and US dollars have nothing in common. Silver has intrinsic value, which means no matter who says that 1 ounce coin is worth what, regardless of the price tag, regardless of spot price, that's not the value of silver. The value of silver is the 1 ounce inside of it, not the price tag attached to it. You can't say that with anything else. Anytime we've looked at silver's price, it's been pegging it to that specific period in time what the dollar index is, right? Stock market volatility, the economy, everything. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, that's irrelevant. And this article breaks that down, that perspective down perfectly. Silver and gold have been used for over 5,000 years as a means of monetary exchange since the beginning of man. Fiat systems, they last maybe a couple hundred years at most. Fiat-based systems are designed to fail. It's like trying to get yourself out of debt by replacing it with more debt. It's like trying to pay off a credit card with another credit card. It does not work. It's not supposed to work. If you're in debt, you're a slave to the system. If the price of silver were based directly on the real physical silver market, silver's price should be at $5,000 an ounce. I'm not saying the price of silver will reach $5,000 an ounce. I'm just saying that the actual physical silver spot price is not only extremely undervalued, but it's an illusion compared to the real value of an ounce of silver since it is totally disconnected from reality. And that is exactly what I'm trying to say here. We are giving spot price the illusion of how much an ounce of silver should be worth, but that's fiction. A price of $5,000 may seem totally crazy, but who can pretend knowing exactly how an ounce of silver is worth, right? After decades of manipulation and turning real investors' demand from the physical market to the paper one, and years of exponential monetary printing by all the planet's central banks, the physical versus paper market difference. The actual spot price for silver has no real value and is not legitimate when we seriously compare the real physical market to the paper market and its financial derivatives. And this article, it hits a nail on the head. And that's what I keep talking about time and time again. Silver's real value, it's irrelevant to spot price. How are you going to try to compare something? How are you going to try to compare something that has a real value, the price of something, how much something a real value is worth with fake numbers, with fake money, with something that doesn't have any value, something that's worthless? How can you try to determine something worth that has worth with something that doesn't have worth? It doesn't make sense. An article by Bloomberg, which has always been a reliable source with their published data, says the size of the global annual silver market is equal to $5 trillion. According to a recent interview with David Morgan, the annual physical silver production is roughly 1 billion ounces. With silver trading around $20 currently, this represents a $20 billion market for physical silver. So the size of the silver or the physical silver market is one of 20 billion. The difference between the 5 trillion and the 20 billion number is that Bloomberg's 5 trillion number represents the entirety of the paper silver market, including all paper financial products, certificates, ETFs like the SLB, derived from the real physical market that allows investors to be exposed to silver. So here's the 250 to 1 leverage. So the above discrepancy makes for a 250 to 1 ratio between the paper market and the physical silver market, meaning that for every 1 ounce of physical silver, there are 250 ounces of paper silver circulating in several financial products. In other words, only one contract or certificate issued out of 250 can be convertible into physical silver. That is, the silver market is being leveraged 250 to 1. And this is what we've talked about when we say every ounce of silver is 100 times bought over, right? If everyone on the SLB and the PSLV tried to turn in those contracts, they would not be able to get all the silver. There's not enough silver for that. I even made a video a couple days ago talking about the U.S. Mint comes clean actually admits there's a silver shortage and why the prices are the way they are right now. Why American Eagles have a $15, $20 premium right now. The U.S. Mint themselves talked about it. I made an entire video published, or, going over the article that was published. So the multiplication of those financial products on silver has skirted investors' demand from the real physical market, thus creating a virtual silver supply without putting any pressure on the physical silver market, a roundabout way of keeping the price low. If now, as the regulation agencies are claiming, the goal is to create a new fixing for silver that would better reflect the physical market, notably from pressure coming out of the countries like China wishing to have their way in fixing precious metals prices. And this is leverage between paper silver and physical silver is the risk of radically evolving. And we look at, and I like how he's talking about how it's been manipulated for a long time, and it really has. At least back in the day, for the last thousands of years, even until early 1900s, the gold to silver ratio was 16 to 1. Back in the day, it was 2.5 to 1, 2.5 parts silver equals 1 part gold. Then it was 8 to 1, because that's the ratio it comes out of the ground. And then it was 16 to 1, but 1930, FDR got in office, changed the gold to silver ratio, the GSR, from 16 to 1 to 75 to 1. He single-handedly devalued silver, and that is manipulation at its finest, because if you're going to try to put silver 75 times cheaper than gold, and that's never going to recover. Nowadays, if the gold to silver ratio was 16 to 1, that puts silver at several $100s if gold is around 2,000. And that's just something you got to think about, right? If the gold to silver ratio is 16 to 1 right now, that would put silver at several $100s. So let's hypothesize what the silver price would be directly based on the physical silver market. Today, the actual size of the silver market, according to Bloomberg, is 5 trillion. 5 trillion divided by 20 billion is 250. 250 times $20 is $5,000 an ounce. So here's the conclusion. Every investor holding silver in the form of financial products without the possibility of verifying the physical existence should ask the question, what would happen when more holders said products will ask for physical delivery? In reality, we already know what will happen because one of the large banks from Netherlands already defaulted a little more than a year ago on its gold certificates by settling customers in cash, right? If you are someone who's investing in the SLB, the PSLV, all these ETFs or ETPs, that silver is theoretical. Yes, you might have a contract, but that silver isn't anywhere in any vault that has your name on it. That's not true. That's just not a thing. The only way for you to own an ounce of silver is to buy it from APMEX or JM Bullion or Provident Metals and have it in your own possession. Like silver stackers say, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. If you cannot hold it in your actual hand, then you don't own it. Someone else owns it. And that's the truth. You might be paying for it, but it's not yours. Something to think about. That's why silver stackers, 95% of the real silver stackers own physical silver. And when you're looking at something that has intrinsic value, coming out of the ground, and like I said in the beginning, that 1 ounce is worth the silver inside of it, then you're defeating the whole, it's contradicting to invest into silver but not have the physical metal, because the whole point of silver's value is the physical metal. So why would you invest into it like a stock when the whole point of silver is that it's nothing like stock, that it's not pegged to fiat dollars? So anyways, I just thought that this was, something that really needed to be discussed. I know $5,000 is a crazy number, but regardless of how crazy that number is, the amount of information, right, the stuff that he points out, the examples he gives, that's why I wanted to share this article. It has nothing to do about $5,000 silver. He's even saying in the beginning the price probably won't, he's not even saying the price will reach that. He's saying that it just should literally, technically should be that, but all of the manipulation, all of the corruptness, everything that's happened. So yeah, I really enjoyed this article. I hope you did too. Let me know what you guys think about this. What do you think the price of silver should be? If that it's even a real question, because if we're looking at it from that perspective, then no amount of dollars could equal or amount to an ounce of silver. You can't amount any amount of dollars to an ounce of silver, because one, how are you going to be able to like this question? I love how he asks this. Where does he ask this at? How can we pretend to know exactly how much an ounce of silver is worth, right? How could we even know? Nobody knows. Silver's uses are only starting to really kick in with these industrial sectors, so nobody can really gauge that. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Make sure to like this video and make sure to leave a comment. It helps the video grow astronomically. I also started a clothing line for silver stackers, AG47 apparel. If you want to check it out, go to slayersmerch.com. You also see some of the products right below the video. I thank you guys so much. If you guys want a chance to get some free silver shipped straight to your front doorstep, just click subscribe, click the bell, go enter my entry video, and I'll be announcing the winner in the next couple of days. You don't want to miss that. I'm also doing a 47K giveaway and a 50K giveaway. Just my way of giving back. I love you guys. I love the amount of support. You guys are seriously the best. I really hope you enjoyed this article. The link to this will be in the description as well. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.